Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we living. With the Boston Celtics win over the Atlanta Hawks last night, they advanced to the second round of the playoffs, winning in 6 games over Atlanta. They will take on the one team that was able to win their postseason series in a sweep, the Philadelphia 76ers, who swept the Nets in 4 games. During the regular season, the teams matched up 4 times, with the Celtics winning 3 of them. The fourth one did see Joel Embiid, I believe, score 52 points, though. But I believe Jaylen Brown and maybe Al Horford, I forget, someone else, sat out that game. Celtics finished 3 games better than the 76ers in the regular season, 57-25 to the Sixers, 54-28. DraftKings Sportsbook has the Celtics as a pretty big favorite for this series. The Celtics are listed at a minus 310, 76ers plus 250. That's a big difference from the 2 other series that we currently know about in the conference semifinals. So the big story for this series is Joel Embiid, and if he will be healthy enough to play or to play in game 1. He has a sprained LCL. Doc Rivers was asked about his chances of playing to open the series. Basically said 50% at best. It did help that the Hawks won game 5. So the Celtics-Hawks series went one more game. So game 1 between the Celtics and 76ers will take place on Monday. You have to wonder if the 76ers may start off a little flat, being, yes, they did sweep the Nets, so they haven't played since last Saturday. So by the time Monday's game 1 tips off, that'll be their first action in 9 days. So again, a long layoff. You wonder if that will affect the 76ers at all. Of course, Tyrese Maxey had a great series against the Nets, was actually their leading scorer. So Embiid missed the 4th of the 4 games. He was actually their 3rd leading scorer for the series, and James Harden wasn't 1 or 2. It was Tyrese Maxey first and Tobias Harris second. Tyrese Maxey definitely made his mark on that series. James Harden really struggled from 2-point territory, but shot 42.4% from 3, 26.5% from 2. Just wasn't able to finish on his penetrations. So we'll see. We know he's had his playoff woes in the past. To a lesser extent, that past series, yes, he shot 34.3%. But again, the 76ers were able to sweep the Nets. If Joel Embiid is not ready to start the series, Paul Reed will get the nod as the starting center. Reed performed admirably in Game 4 with Embiid out. Had overtaken the backup center role for Montrezl Harrell, while Harrell really hasn't performed well at all this series. Meanwhile, the Celtics, kind of surprising that it took them 6 games to beat the Hawks. Many people predicted 4 or 5. I actually predicted, I think, 5 for both of the 76ers and Celtics, so I was off by 1 in both. But again, the 1-2 combo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown averaged a combined 53.9 points per game in that series. Tatum didn't necessarily shoot great, but Jaylen Brown did 54% from the field, 51.5% from 3-point territory, although Jason Tatum was excellent from the foul line and distributed the ball much more than Brown, as well as grabbing 10 boards a game. Robert Williams has slowly become more and more like the player he was last season. That'll be big, especially if Joel Embiid is able to play in this series. Big Al still doing his thing, though. Didn't score much in the opening series, but during the regular season and in that first round has been an excellent 3-point shooter. At the ripe age of, I believe, 37 years old, still doing his thing. One thing to note is that in the last game, Grant Williams seemed to get a lot more play off the bench rather than Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser had seemingly been ahead of him in the rotation until that sixth game. So we'll see if that continues. Otherwise, the Celtics have been playing Williams off the bench, Malcolm Brogdon, the sixth man of the year, and Grant Williams slash Sam Hauser. So kind of an 8-9 man rotation. Meanwhile, the 76ers, let's say Embiid plays and starts. They got Harris, Embiid, Harden, PJ Tucker, and Tyrese Maxey as their starting lineup. Off the bench, D'Anthony Melton is really their sixth man. Paul Reed, Georges Niang, and Jaden McDaniels, some more of a 9-man rotation. But if Embiid is not able to go, Montrezl Harrell will probably see some minutes. Again, as I mentioned, Maxey was their leading scorer in the opening round. Celtics definitely have bodies they can throw at him, specifically Marcus Smart and Derek White, two all defensive type defenders. Of course, Marcus Smart was named Defensive Player of the Year last season. So you wonder if the Celtics have too much firepower, again, especially if Embiid is out with Tatum and Brown. Derek White also had a great series, averaging 17.3 points, though a lot of that came in like the first 3 games. But he has been an integral player for Boston all season and a great three-point shooter as well as a very good defender. Of course, if 76ers want a chance, James Harden really has to finish more at the rim. If Robert Williams is continuing to play like he has, though, as a menace in the middle, that will be difficult. And series is hard to predict, especially because we don't know if Joel Embiid will be ready, when he'll be ready to play. If when he plays, he will perform up to his standards. He wasn't necessarily at his best against the Nets. Yes, they double and occasionally triple teamed them. But 20 points a game on 46.2% shooting, nowhere near what he did in the regular season, as he is likely to be the league MVP and was the scoring champ. So I am going to predict the Celtics in 6. Again, hard to say because with Embiid, we're not sure what's happening with him. I probably, if it was a Embiid I knew was playing all series, I probably would go Celtics in 7. But I'm going to say Celtics in 6 to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you think will win this series? Will the 76ers have more of a chance if Joel Embiid is able to play all series? What are your thoughts? Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.